Why would you level in Legion? Aside from the fact that it's the best expansion we had to date before Shadowlands, before we had a chance to sample Shadowlands properly. As I said in the Mists of Pandaria video, Mists of Pandaria is still winning for me as a favorite expansion. And mostly from mood perspective, from the feel perspective, because Legion is wonderful, amazing as a systems-based expansion and as something that will make your leveling varied and very efficient, and that's what we'll be talking about today. But mood-wise, Pandaria is still holding very dear spot in my heart. But this video is about Legion. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Gyro here. If you are new here, I'll straight away point you towards my new channel trailer that is only 2 minutes long, and it will tell you everything you need to know in a nutshell about who I am, what this channel is about, so that you can decide if it's your cup of tea and you could subscribe and join this little growing club. Today we're talking about Timewalking Campaigns, or Chromie Time, those things that I introduced in Shadowlands. And this video is recorded before Shadowlands drops, so these impressions are all based on PTR, based on my previous experience. So some of it maybe will change a tiny bit in Shadowlands once the actual pre-patch and Shadowlands drops. So take it with a tiny grain of salt, but I don't think I'll be very off in my recommendations here. And I've prepared, as I do in these little mini-series of talking about Timewalking Campaigns, where to level, why to level, I prepared 5 key reasons that I think you as a person who might not have experienced Legion. Really? You haven't? Okay. Well, if you haven't, then I certainly have a spin on Legion for you and why you definitely have to level in Legion. At least some of your alts, for sure. Before we jump into that, I'm gonna say why you would not level in Legion. And that's the easy thing to get out of the way straight away. In my opinion, I would not level in Legion for one reason only, because it is the most recent expansion from the loved ones, from the selection of loved expansions, because I don't think anyone loved BFA. I didn't, a lot of people didn't. So Legion is the most recent loved expansion that we spent a lot of time in, that we actively explored, burnt in, leveled heaps of alts in, and then a lot of people kind of minimized their alt leveling experience and time spent in Battle for Azeroth. So the reason not to pick Legion now in Shadowlands to level more alts would be simply because arguably, possibly, you would be like, the memories of Legion would still be pretty fresh for you if you were among those people who spent a lot of time in Legion. That's the only reason. That's the only reason not to do it. The other 5 reasons that I'm going to give you, again, are subjective, of course, everything is, but Legion is the best expansion, in my opinion, without a doubt. Shadowlands is shaping up to be, from the reviews, from everything I see, from the anticipation, from other coverage, from other channels, it's shaping up to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? But it's shaping up to be as good as Legion at least. And I'm very hopeful when I say that. But at the moment, we haven't sampled Shadowlands yet, so let's just stick to Legion as the best expansion out there. And if you disagree with me, please, as long as you're constructive, I welcome your feedback in the comments down below. Always tell me why you believe that, if you do, okay? So first reason why you would level in Legion again, why you would go to Chromie, why you would find her in Stormwind next to the embassy, and why you would ask her to take you through Legion. Why would you ask her to do that? Because Legion offers one of the best, if not the best, class and spec focused storylines and campaigns available to you as a player. Whichever class you play, whichever spec you play, Legion has done the best work to date, again, before Shadowlands drops. I do not know what Shadowlands is, it looks good, but again, we're talking about Legion here. It is just wonderful. The amount of class-specific and story-specific, voice-overed, rich, well-done content that is in Legion is just mind-boggling. It is absolutely mind-boggling. Second point here to make straight away, second reason. So aside from just storylines, just wonderful, wonderful class and spec based storylines that you owe it to yourself to experience them. Second thing, the big thing is artifact weapons. Artifact weapons used to be a fantastic invention, something that offered extra progression to your character power through unlocking different powers, different abilities that were on artifact. It was like a talent tree on the artifact. Now when you go obviously into Legion, all of that is gone. At the very least, from what I've seen so far on the PTR, I don't know if they will actually change it in Shadowlands, in the actual Chromie Time, in the actual campaign. Maybe they'll reactivate artifacts for you during that period of time once Shadowlands drops, but I doubt it. And that's a huge loss, I'll be honest, because pursuit of that power, leveling of the artifacts, as well as leveling yourself as a character, as well as exploring the world and all of that kind of stuff, I think that leveling those artifacts and making sure that they are also developed just as you are developed as a character was a wonderful, wonderful pursuit of power in Legion. And I think it is a shame that we won't be able to experience it in Chromie Time, in the Timewalking campaigns, but you will still get to do the storyline that gives you the artifact. It will still be a cool looking new transmog that you will unlock, and it will still be a very cool looking weapon with a history, with a bit of a story. And I think that is definitely a prominent reason to level in Legion, yes. Point number 3 to make here are Legion invasions. And this is the main reason to level in Legion as the best expansion for that. Especially I can say that as an altoholic, as a person with many alts. Here is what I mean by that. Well, Legion continues invading different zones of the Broken Isles. They occasionally on a timer, once a day or so, I can't remember, but wowhead.com has still a very functioning timer and basically a page where you go to and you take a look at it and it tells you when is the next invasion happening. It will not tell you where, because I don't think they can retrieve that from the APIs of the game, but it will at least tell you the time. It will tell you when is the next one. And you just open your map and it tells you very clearly on the map where the invasion is happening. Now, it is a wonderful specifically for leveling, and we talk about leveling, picking a campaign for leveling. Unless they change it after the level squish, unless they change it in Shadowlands. At the moment, invasions still happen on live servers, and at the moment, to me, it still looks like you can take your myriad of alts, or however many you need to. If you don't even want to do the quest lines, you can just rotate between your alts and simply wait until the next invasion happens. It's active for 4 or 5 hours, if I'm not mistaken. 5 hours, I think it's active, and it offers 5 or 6 quests, I think, to kill on the map related to the invasion, and each of those quests, at least before Shadowlands pre-patch drops, yet to confirm that, and I can't confirm that for sure, not because I'm lazy, but because PTR was crashing on me all the time. I simply could not do everything I wanted to. But if it stays as it is on live servers, those quests give you massive amount of experience. So completing one invasion, okay, used to give roughly one level to you. But obviously we were living in a non-squished world of levels, and so the level gap was between 100 and 110. So in that gap, invasion was giving you one level each, or almost one level, whatever. Especially the closer you got to 110, because the experience gap that you had to fill was increasing progressively. So possibly the one invasion was not filling up quite the whole level towards the end of it, towards 109, but it still gave you a massive chunk. And if you have a lot of alts and you're planning to level a lot of alts, I would say we both would have to experiment, but I would say you would just have a rotation. You would just take one alt through the expansion, through the invasion, you leave it, then you go another alt through the invasion, leave it. Then you do whatever you want to do in Shadowlands with your main or whatever. Then the next invasion comes, you go back to Legion, and you go back and take those alts through the invasion and get a massive amounts of experience as well. That is my plan. That's how I leveled heaps of my alts through Legion level gap, level range. And it's yet to be seen exactly how it works in the patch, in the pre-patch, and how it works in Shadowlands. Because if the content, if the whole leveling experience is then scalable, right? It will scale virtually from level 1 or 20 if you're playing an allied race to the top level of 50, right? So if this whole range you could use the Legion invasions as a leveling method, oh my god, that would be so fantastic, but it's yet remains to be seen. So let's see that. So kind of asterisk there, guys. I cannot confirm or deny that fact because PTR was not kind to me and I'm not in beta. But at the same time, if that is the case, Legion then wins hands down as a semi-passive, rotation-based, alcoholic-friendly method of leveling. Reason number 4. Legion is the home of demon hunters. Demon hunters are fantastic. If you watched my content, you know how much of a fan I am of demon hunters as just a chill class to play, as something that can beat any content, has semi-passive flying / gliding / falling with grace. And Legion basically introduces demon hunters. They are organically at home in Legion. Ever since you roll a new demon hunter, and I even rolled a new one on PTR for these particular purposes and wanted to show you how from that I will go. My intent actually was to level a demon hunter and go into Mists of Pandaria to show you how on PTR the whole Chromie Time, the whole experience works, but then there were crashes and it kind of didn't happen. But this sentiment still stands. Legion is the home of demon hunters. End of the story. You have to, if you're a demon hunter, you have to give Legion a shot, simply because there is just too much for demon hunters. There is too much lore. There is Lord Illidan. There is a lot of other kind of stuff happening. So it just would be, I don't know, it just would be non-demon hunterish to ignore this wonderful reason alone to level in Legion, I would say. Final reason, I would say that, again, in all of these little 3 videos where I'm reviewing, kind of giving you a little bit of my feel on the expansions, where to level your alts, Warlords of Draenor, Pandaria, Legion, I always mention at least some element of storyline. So I would dare say that Legion is one of those expansions that brings most historically impactful, other than Cataclysm, but I don't like Cataclysm as an expansion generally, please forgive the little sidestep here. Cataclysm was major, massive, historically impacting events, but that's what I was going with Legion. It's the same. In Legion, arguably, it brings the most impactful, huge, WoW-wide, like across the World of Warcraft impactful events that you have to experience as a player. If you have not somehow played in Legion, if you joined in BFA or something, I don't know, or joined for Shadowlands, I think you owe it to yourself, not just deserve, you owe it to yourself to take yourself through Legion and see and witness those historic major WoW impacting events of the Broken Shore storyline specifically, that tell you about what's going on in Legion and what actually happened. It's a massive part of World of Warcraft's history, story, that you as a player absolutely have to experience. And that's it, guys. That's 5 reasons for you of why I would say you owe it to yourself to play through Legion and level through Legion. I will offer you a bonus one here, just because of how massively, densely packed with goodness Legion was. Suramar. Suramar is an end zone that Legion introduced, and it was absolutely magnificent. It was magnificently built. Storylines there were absolutely mind-boggling. From visuals, from narrative, from features, from systems, from a lot of things that is there to be discovered with you, by you. The Suramar is a city under this dome that is covered from sight and from the rest of the world, from the demons, invading demons for such a long time. And then suddenly, as an end game zone, you discover it. I suspect that there won't be much end game, of course, for us as we play Timewalking Campaign. So it's not about you level to the end of Legion and then you spend a lot of time in Suramar, because it was always intended to be an end game zone, and we won't have end game in this case. We will just level to 50 and then go to Shadowlands. But if somehow, because Surama is introduced a little bit ahead of the end game, really, the level cap, I think, unless I'm mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, if there is a chance for you to experience Surama, if there is a chance, you know, and we will find out, I guess, as we start leveling in Legion. Generally, this video recommends that you level in Legion, yeah? Then I think you would be very, very pleasantly impressed, and I think you will just enjoy Surama. Treat it as a tiny bonus point. It's not a major one, but it is one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to understand that your vote counts. YouTube algorithm appreciates every little like that you add to a video. Then it shows it to more people. If you don't, it doesn't. So please cast your vote if you did enjoy listening to me talk to you today. Subscribe to the channel for more similar videos. Casuals are very, very welcome. Once again, if you have not watched my little introduction to this channel, it's only 2 minutes of your time. Please spare 2 minutes and take a look at the video, and it will explain to you a bit better and let you choose if this is a place for you. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to talk to you again. We have 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 videos rather, coming to you every week, and this pattern is going to continue going forward. So I'll be speaking with you once again very, very soon, very shortly. Please have a wonderful time in between. See you later.